Hello, I'm Johnny Rowland, your host of The Shooting Show, and welcome to today's program, friends. Several of you have asked about my health and welfare, and yes, I've had a miserable summer cold, but doing much better. About to overcome it here. Finally had to break down and go to the doctor, and some of you will identify with that. I hate going to the doctor, but hey, they actually have some stuff down there that'll help you. Okay, we have an exciting show for you today. We're going to show some things that I think are really neat, but briefly we need to talk about a couple things first, and watching our time, because this half-hour show just seems to vanish into thin air so short. Okay, September 15 through the 18th, actually the 16th through the 18th at the YO Ranch west of San Antonio, Texas, about Mountain Home, Texas actually. There's going to be the hunt, and some of you will remember we did that last year, and we'll try and go down again this year. There are some spots open for the competition and for the hunt. It will be a handgun hunt on some exotic game animals, and for what you get, I think it's very fairly priced. Certainly you get to have some great fellowship with people from all over the country, other handgun enthusiasts. Blackie Schleva is putting on this match and this hunt. And J.D. Jones is going to be down there with his machine guns, and he's going to have a separate competition. J.D.'s a great guy, and I tell you, a lot of you would really enjoy meeting him and certainly meeting Blackie. So this is the hunt at the YO Ranch, September 16th through the 18th. I'll be there on the 15th, that's media day, and probably be there for a day or so actually. And we'd like to invite you, if you'd like to go, give me a call here at the program. If you'd like to enter the competition, get in on the hunt, please call me here at the show. Our standard phone number, 318-377-5189, and I'll put you in touch with Blackie or JD about reservations. They have a couple of spots left. As far as I know, they still have them. And this would, for many of us, be a hunt of a lifetime type thing. So if you'd like to do that, please call me immediately, and I'll get hold of them. Okay, something else we want to talk about, our internet server. We're working with shooters.com. They have a wide list of internet sites. I think they have something like 600 gun-related websites. You can find that directory at shooters.com to find our new and additional shooting show address. And again, we want to express our thanks to our good friend who puts the shooting show on the internet. He spends a lot of time and effort, and we really appreciate our good friend doing that. It's certainly a great help to us, because now people all over the world can get the shooting show on their computer, and they can watch it. No video's not that great yet, but give us time, and it's going to get better and better as we go along. So you can find our shooting show now. Very simple, or you can tell somebody where our shooting show is on the internet. It's www.shootingshow.com. Very simple. www.shootingshow.com. Simple thing. It'll take you right to our new address site. And by the way, our old address still works. For those who didn't or who have our old address typed into their favorite location deal there on their computer, it still works too. So again, a lot of things to talk about on today's program. You know, we saw something here recently, whereas the pro-abortion people came out and said, well, crime is down because of abortion. And they're saying, well, a lot of these problem children did not have their babies, or problem young people didn't have their babies, so they're attributing that to a lessening in crime. What about concealed carry laws that have been enacted since the abortion travesty was passed? What about concealed carry in 30-some-odd states? And you know, even the Justice Department, even Janet Reno's own outfit, has admitted that crime is down where concealed carry is allowed. Friends, I tell you, here's something, a commemorative of, or a mention of someone who drove into a crowd and killed a couple of people. He was angry at some people, and of course we heard about somebody recently out on the West Coast that drove into a daycare center and killed a couple of little kids because they just wanted to know what it would feel like. Friends, I tell you what, we can't do anything about. There are going to be some crazies out there. Unless we kill everybody, you're going to have and we're not going to do that, hopefully. I know some would like to try, but we're not going to eliminate all society. So as long as you have society, as long as you have humans, you've got a potential for weirdos. You know, we can't do anything about that. There's going to be weirdos. You know, our very foundation of liberty and freedom here in this country is based on the individual. If you allow somebody to be free, you're going to have a lot of people be free. We can't help the crazies out there, but you know what we can do? We can defend ourselves against them. And you know what the criminal mind, the criminal element understands? They understand force. And if you can't make sense with them, well, one of these bullets is the very best equalizer on physical size that has ever been devised. So friends, guns are an essential tool to our liberty, to our freedom. And we have people wanting to take that away because they want their police state. You know, Teddy Kennedy drove off the Chappaquiddick Bridge and that girl died. You know, I hadn't heard anyone trying to outlaw bridges or outlaw cars. You know, much less even outlaw Teddy Kennedy. Isn't that amazing? Several things that are coming up now. The Gun Owners of California outfit sent us a fax. A good friend of ours out there sent us a fax on, they've got an SB 15 in California. And friends, if this thing passes, the state assembly is potentially the most dangerous attack California gun owners have faced yet. Listen to this. If this thing passes, some of these guns listed will be outlawed. How about the Colt Government Model 1911, the Delta Elite, all sorts of things. A huge number of guns are going to be outlawed in California if, in fact, they can pass this ridiculous law. So if you're in California, call your state legislature immediately. Call your state legislator, your assemblyman, whatever what your outfit is out there, and tell them you do not want any more gun laws. It's gun elimination. It's not gun control, friends. It's gun elimination. That's what it's about. Well, we're very short on time, but we would immediately ask you to call the state assembly there in California, because tell you what, friends, we're being hammered. Just like this idiot who went in and shot those little children. You know, there's a simple way of dealing with that. People like who would attack little children. You know, simple way. Our grandfathers, you know, there were trees and ropes. They dealt with it on the spot many times. They had a trial, and when the evidence is irrefutable, they dealt with it quickly. And I tell you, the same people who are pleading for the lives of criminals out there at the state penitentiary when they're going to have an execution by lethal injection or whatever else, those people are saying, save the criminal, don't execute the poor criminal. Those are some of the same people that want to take away your and my guns. And friends, it's not going to stop. They've got to be defeated. You want to help us stay on there? You certainly can. You want to join our Gun Owner Rights Association? You certainly can. We need you. If you can help the shooting show stay on the air, please, friends, send whatever you can to the shooting show, 327 Irvin Rowland Road in Duberly, Louisiana. Zip code is 71024. Please, friends, if you can, because the only way this battle is going to be won or lost is going to be right here on this TV screen. That's what, and we're losing today because we have so little pro-gun time on television. Well, we want to increase that. Will you please help us? Our shooting show address, same address, 327 Irvin Rowland Road. Friends, please do what you can. Well, we've got a great show for you. You know, a lot of us have fruit and vegetables. Sometimes stays in the refrigerator. Sometimes you keep it at home, it spoils. And you know what? Some of those same things you'll salvage out of your refrigerator there that may not be good for human consumption, they make great targets and 100% biodegradable. Let's see how this cantaloupe looks. Give it a little dose of 460 here.
Stay tuned for more of The Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
Now, friends, you're looking at one of the most important phone numbers you can ever have. This is for Georgia Arms, the best ammunition company in the United States. And I don't say that lightly. They have the best consistency. They have a great line of ammunition for your handgun or for your rifle, and it's at the best prices that I'm aware of in this whole country. And friends, let me tell you what, every time you buy a bag of Georgia Arms ammo, you're thanking them for helping to support our shooting show. We see here, of course, our 45 double action Colt Cowboy cartridge. Also, they have 45 double action Colt brass for sale. They are shipping 460 Rowland ammo daily. Of course, they have the best ammunition for your 9mm, your 40 caliber, your 45, your 7mm Remington Magnum, your 30-06, your 223, your 308. It's a tremendous new catalog. They're also selling our kits now for our 460. So give Georgia Arms a call today, 1-800-624-6861. Again, 1-800-624-6861. Get a free catalog, friends, and don't forget to tell them that you saw it here on our show.
You know, the 44 Magnum is such a great gun and cartridge. There's just so much blast and kick, and it's so big. With the compact 460 Rowland, you have the same power level as the 44 Magnum with much less blast and kick. 460 Rowland kits for your model 1911 from $275.
Now, friends, you're looking at a barrel here for a 357 SIG, which goes with this great SIG Model 229. This is a very compact handgun. And let's take a brief look at some cartridges. Here we have a 357 Magnum starting on the right. Next to it we have a 9mm. Then we have the 357 SIG, and on your left you have a 40 Smith & Wesson. And what these folks did, they took the 40 Smith & Wesson case and necked it down to a 9mm and wound up with the 357 SIG, which gives beyond 9mm performance even approaching the 357. Let's see how it works. Friends, this will give you a little better idea of the size. These are very nicely finished guns, but here we have our Kimber Compact in 460 Rowland, and it's just about the same size as the Kimber Compact in our 460. And of course, this gun for a large factory is pretty darn good because it is roughly 357 Magnum performance, and of course our 460 Rowland here is 44 Magnum performance, but that's okay. It gives you an idea of the size of the gun. They're very nicely finished, and what sets this gun apart from most of the others you'll see, and let's say we know this gun is unloaded, we'll drop the magazine out. It has a 10-round magazine, and the controls are excuse me, slightly different. This is your slide release here, and this gun does not have a decock. This is your takedown lever right here. Because, and we know, 2, 3, we know it is empty. This is a double action only, which I think makes a lot of sense for police officers. To me, it's just light years ahead of the double action semi-automatic. If you're not going to be able to carry a single action such as the 1911, to me this makes a lot more sense. One, it is so simple. It has the long double action trigger pull similar to a revolver, but you get the instant reloading, certainly capability of the automatic, and of course it's a very trim, very small gun. We're going to compare it in a moment to the 357 Magnum, but again, to me, and for people that are buying semi-automatics for the first time, the double action only makes a lot of sense. Now we get double action from it cocks the hammer and releases it. 2 actions there. Cock and release. That's where the term double action comes from. But these are very nicely made guns, and this is something that I tell you, I would be much more comfortable seeing police officers who typically don't shoot their guns that much anyway, carrying something like this over the much more common double action semi-automatics, which I think are downright dangerous. Now, friends, as we've said on many occasions, the SIGs are very, very nice guns. And I tell you what, here's what happens. And you police officers out there, please pay attention to this. This is very important. The SIGs are much nicer choices than some other guns that police officers are carrying. And I won't get off on that today, but trust me, the SIGs are better than some other foreign guns that some police officers are carrying, and a lot of you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, what happens on the double action guns, and I've actually done this. I tried this years ago, tried the concept. What will happen? You'll take the gun out of your holster and shoot the gun, bang, and who knows, maybe a rattlesnake or a wild animal or maybe a defense situation, who the heck knows. Anyway, take your gun out, shoot it, bang, with the double action guns, and what happens is that gun is then cocked. You've got a cocked hammer and no grip safety on the double action semi-automatics. And they holster the gun, a lot of people do, and it just takes a little bit to set that trigger off. And a lot of people have shot themselves in the leg and the foot, terrible injuries, because they forgot to decock it. To me, this makes much more sense. On the single action guns like the 1911, you've got to do something. You've got to push the safety off before you can shoot it. And so then you have a tendency to put the safety back on when you're through shooting it. And plus, if you don't, you still got a grip safety on the 1911s. Well, on the so-called, quote, more modern guns, unquote, that's not the case. You don't have the grip safety on some of these other designs. So to me, the double action only makes a lot of sense. You may not be able to get as quite a fine a group of accuracy as say with a single action gun, because you've got more trigger pull, but with a little work you can do extremely well. We're not going to test the gun for accuracy today because typically SIGs will run 2 to 4 inches, just like the rest of them, at 25 yards. Their SIGs tend to be more accurate and nicer made than most. But I'll tell you what, let's do. Let me show you something here. We'll drop the magazine, and the 40 S&W and the 357 SIG use the same magazine. The way you take it down, you put the gun back and you push up the slide stop here, and you have a little lever. You just push it down, and then you release the slide stop. Okay, barrel comes, the whole top half comes off, very simple. Remove your recoil spring guide there, and here's your barrel. And you can replace the either barrel you happen to have in the gun. Very simple, very quick, good idea. It works well for them. And then, of course, you just put it back in place, and that's how long it takes. Put it back on the gun, push it back into slide lock, turn the lever up, and hey, you're there. Well, let's do something. Let's go ahead and chronograph a 40 Smith & Wesson. We've got our chronograph set up over here, and let's see what its velocity is as a starting point. We'll start with our 40. Now, friends, we have our 40 Smith & Wesson in place here. Let's go ahead and run it through the chronograph and see what it does. Okay, how about 1,123 feet per second for a 155 grain bullet? Well, here we've installed the 357 SIG barrel, and of course I've already loaded it. Let's try this through the chronograph. Realize we're looking at about 1135 or so average for the 40 Smith & Wesson. Let's see how it runs with this 124 grain bullet.
And we've got 1,404 feet per second.
Now here we have a 4-inch 357 Magnum, which is really what we're talking about being competitive, or the 357 SIG competing with is a 4-inch, a 2 to 4 inch 357 Magnum. Let's see what it does through the chronograph with 125 grain jacketed hollow point. Okay, quite a bit more muzzle blast. 1536. So yes, you can get 357 performance that's going to be beyond the SIG, but I tell you what, we're talking 100 and something. Let's try another one. .1495, which is, of course, the Rugers are going to be among the fastest barreled. Smith & Wessons and others don't tend to be quite as fast as the Ruger barrels. Let's try another one. .1492, so excellent performance from our 357. Of course, that's about what we expected. Of course, that is an absolute maximum charge, and you have quite a bit more muzzle blast and a little more recoil with a 357. Hey, don't count your 357 Magnums out yet.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
drive a truck, you got a job, my friend.
Diesel Driving Academy will have you job ready in 4 short weeks. You'll get job placement assistance and be completely trained in only 4 weeks. Call now.
Call 1-800-551-8900. Diesel Driving Academy.
Now friends, the 357 SIG is sort of a different concept because one, you really have high performance, and the 357 SIG is pretty much the equal of guns this size. It's not quite as large as the 357 Magnum revolver here. We're talking about it will be more comparable to a 2 or 3 inch barreled revolver in overall size, and certainly will equal or exceed the velocities you can get with a 357 with a 2 or 3 inch barrel. Certainly very comfortable. Let's go ahead and watch it in recoil in my hands today anyway. Get off a couple of shots. Not bad recoil, not bad. It is a lighter gun, but let me tell you what, again, if your police department is considering a foreign made gun, let me recommend the SIG over some of the others out there, because their quality and their reliability is just, to me, is so far superior to most of the other imports out there. Let's try the 357 Magnum since we just shot the SIG. Same thing, let's check recoil and muzzle blast. Here we go. It's going to have a little more kick, a little more muzzle blast, certainly. I think we've got, of course, the advantage is you can instantly insert another 10 rounds if you so desire. Magazine capacity is not that big a deal to me. To some people it is. Mostly people that are non-shooters, it's a big deal, but you know, the important thing is to be able to hit what you're aiming at.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
Now friends, you know, this is the 40 Smith & Wesson neck down to a 9mm, which makes a 357 SIG. Well, you know, a few days ago I started thinking about that. What if we took our 460 Rowland right here, and let's say we necked it down to a 40 caliber, it might look something like this. Yes, friends, we haven't been idle. Here's the new 464 Rowland. Now, wouldn't it be fun to just have a drop-in kit for the 1911? And certainly, if you've already got a 460, all you'd need is the barrel, and you just needed a die set, which is available, that you can make the cartridge brass out of the 460 Rowland brass. And let's just see, wouldn't that be neat if you could have that? Now friends, as unbelievable as it seems, yes indeed, here it is. This is the great Kimber 1911 fitted with our 464. And let's see what it does. We have some 135 grain bullets, and let's see what it does through the chronograph. Let's check it out. Put our safety on. Go up and check our velocity.
And yes, friends, that's a real number, 1,879 feet per second. In fact, it's averaging about 1,875. This is the new 460 Rowland cartridge. It goes for $299.99. It's available now It's made by Clark Custom Guns. The kit comes with loading dies to convert the 460 Rowland brass into 464, and certainly the mechanism there, you wind up with a loaded cartridge. We do have loading information available. This is a revolutionary concept I know a lot of you would like to have for your 1911. If you're interested in this great new 464 Rowland cartridge, call me here at the program, 318-377-5189, and it will be featured on next week's program. We're just as excited about the new 464 as we are about the 460, and I believe you will be too. And now let's shoot a couple of the new 464s.
Little different, I think, huh? Well, let's try the next bottle and see what happens. We've got one left here, I think. Let's see where we are here, about right there. It's not the same thing, friends.
Yes, friends, here it is, the 464 in addition to our 460s. By the way, we are shipping commander kits for our 460 Rowland. We'll have Kimber Compacts shortly, but this is really exciting. Give us a call. And now let's go to our support group. For all sorts of shooting websites, you can go to shooters.com. And also our good friend Dennis Crocker, firearms trainer there in South Carolina. Remember, Dennis is making the Kramer holsters available for our 460 kit guns. You can give Dennis a call and talk to him, area 864-587-8722. Also, we have Custom Leatherwork and Saddlery in Denham Springs, Louisiana. They do all kinds of leather work. Their number is area 225-667-9225. And Camouflage Technologies will paint your gun stock for you, a vast variety of patterns there. Their number is area 909-674-6488. Also, we have BC Armory, Bruce Warren there in East Leroy, Michigan. He works on pistols and revolvers. Bruce's number is area 616-729-5508. And we have Cottrell Refrigeration, Heating and Cooling in Tuscumbia, Alabama. Wade's number is area 256-381-1887. Friends, I want to remind you that on the 28th of August on satellite, we'll be on a different channel. We're moving to channel 2 only for the 28th. Again, that is E2 channel 2 on the 28th of August. The gospel show's up next. We'll see you.